Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be an evening glam look. I did actually get a request for an evening makeup look, so I am bringing it to you now. This is kind of like a blown out smoky eye. I wanted to keep it quite simple. I didn't want to do anything like too crazy with any too crazy colours, because at least this way it can go with any outfit that you decide to wear. You can change the lid colour if you want and put a different shimmer on. It's absolutely fine. But like I said, I wanted it to be quite wearable, so that then colours will go with lots of different outfits and you weren't just like stuck with one colour. However, if you would like to see a bright eye makeup, then please just leave a comment down below or give the video a big thumbs up and I'll know that to do a bright eye look. So if you would like to see how I went from this photo to this look, then please just keep watching. So I'm quickly just going to unclip my hair and just pop some spray in it. I'm just going to pop in the Revlon Unique One spray in it, and then the Matrix Exquisite Oil. I'm just going to pop these in, comb my hair out, and I'm back in a tick. So I'm going to go in with moisturiser first, and I'm just going to use the Queso Beauty Rebalancing one. And I'm just going to be popping this on my face. Next, just using a lip balm. This is just the Jack Willis one. It's just the berry one. It's got a slight tint to it, not a lot. Then using my Brow Void Conditioning Primer by Benefit. Then for primer today, I'm going in with the MAC Professional. I'm not wanting to mattify my skin too much today. I literally just want to do it a tiny little bit and then keep a little bit of glow in my skin. So this will just fill in some of my pores. Then for foundation today, I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I've just pumped some onto the back of my hand and I'm just going to be using a flat kabuki brush to apply it. So I want quite a full coverage with this look because obviously it is an evening glam look, and I'm showing you all the steps that I am doing today, just so you know that everything that I've done from basically getting out of the shower to finishing off the look. I'm not going to show you me styling my hair because I think I'm just going to do it straight today. And I do already have a video on like what I do like for a smooth hair care routine. I'll leave it linked above. It's quite an old video, but the routine's still the same. So shampoo and conditioner might have altered a little tiny bit, but other than that, we're still the same. Then for concealer, I'm going to be going in with the MAC Studio Fix in the shade NW22 and the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm. I've still not been able to buy a lighter shade of that concealer yet. But to be fair, mixing the two colours together, it looks alright anyway, so I'm happy with that. I'm blending it in with my Real Technique sponge. If there is a certain skin look you prefer, if you prefer a very, very full coverage, if you prefer quite a natural kind of skin, this is somewhere kind of in between. It's not full coverage because you can still kind of see my skin through it, like a couple of my imperfections and stuff. Well, they're not like imperfections, but like especially a couple of freckles on my forehead. So, but obviously that is just your choice completely. And I'm literally just taking the sponge and I'm just pushing the product in to all of my face, just like from what I've used the brush. Then I'm going to be putting concealer down my nose and just between my brows and on my chin, just to add a little bit more light to the centre of my face. So if you've watched any of my videos recently, you know that I don't really powder that much of my face anymore. So literally all I'm going to do is powder under my eyes, a little bit of my chin, my nose, and just the very centre of my forehead here. It's just where like my makeup tends to like move and stuff. But other than that, I'm not really powdering any other areas. And I'm just using, this is the Kat Von D Lock-It Translucent Powder. I've quite been liking this. This is just a small size. I really like the way that it looks under my eyes. And I'm just doing a light dusting of powder underneath here. Like you can see, it just makes it look really smooth. So these are just the areas that I get more oily than the rest. But this is all I'm powdering now. I've been trying to use makeup that I haven't used in a while, so I'm going to be going in with my Makeup Geek palette. Obviously, you just use whatever you have to hand. I'm just using the bronzer in this shade. I'm just warming up my skin. Obviously, you just use whatever you want, whatever you have. You don't need to go out and buy specific products for this look. I am doing it really simple. I'm doing it, if you do have like an eyeshadow palette, you should have similar colours. If you see a look on YouTube, it doesn't mean you have to use them particular products. Obviously, like I do like recommendations for products that I really like. And I'm just going to contour a little bit as well. This is quite an expensive product, but I actually got it as a part of one of my Christmas presents. It's the Kevin Kwan, and this is the Sculpting Powder in medium. I'm just going to be just contouring a little tiny bit. You can just use like any kind of, like you can see it's a little bit more of an ashier shade than like a warm shade. So you can just use anything that's like similar to this colour and you'll be absolutely fine. Then for blush, just so that I'm using this palette more than once, I'm going to go and mix in these two shades right here. It's just a peachy and a pinky shade. Just for like a light flush on the cheeks. Right, and I'm not going to do my highlight just yet because I don't really know what kind of colour I'm going to put on the lid, and I'm going to try and like match the highlight to like the lid shade. So I'm just going to go in and do my eyebrows. And if any of you know, I've not really been filling them in with powder, so I'm going to go in with my MAC Pro Longwear Brow Set. I did actually get this in my MAC Cosmetics holder, stuff that I got with a gift voucher for Christmas, so I'll leave that linked above here as well. This just in the shade Red Chestnut. If you want kind of like a bit of a dupe, it's just not as warm, but the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in Chocolate is really good as well. This is just waterproof though, that's the upside. So I'm just flicking this through my brows. Even though it is more of a glam look, I have been liking still more of like the natural brow look. So there's my brows done. So now I'm just going to be priming my eyes, and I'm just going to use the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas. You can choose a concealer or whatever, but I have been using this a little bit more lately. So I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of this just on my lid. And by a tiny little bit, I do mean like a tiny little bit. I'm just going to buff this in with a brush. You can kind of like just clean up, if you like you've done anything under your brow, you can just kind of use this to clean it up so that your brow looks a little bit stronger. see what I mean. The brows underneath now just look that little bit more, they just stand out a little bit more now. For today's look, I'm going to do kind of like quite a smoky eye with like quite a like shimmer on the lid. It's going to be quite easy to do, but it'll look quite glam as well, and it'll be perfect for evening. Obviously I do already have Russian lashes on. I've actually had these on for, God, it'll nearly be 3 weeks now, and I think they're still looking really good to say that it's like 3 weeks. So props to my lash technician if you are actually watching this. They are still looking great. So obviously I won't be applying false lashes, and also I already look a little bit glam as it is. That's why I don't feel as though, so I already obviously look a bit glam as I am. So for this look, I am just going to be using the Jaclyn Hill. This is the Volume 2 palette. I have been using it a little bit lately because obviously I have just recently got it. So I'm just been using it a little bit more and using some of the shades and stuff. So the first shade I'm actually going to go in with, I'm going to use the shade Love Handles, which is just a very neutral brown to begin with, and I'm just going to pop this right in the crease, just to kind of have a transition shade down to kind of work with. And I'm just using a really big fluffy brush, and you just want to work back and forth into the socket of your eye. I am going to bring this quite high up to the brow bone and extend it out a little bit more to like where the kind of end of my brow is. So just in windshield wiper motion, just buffing it out and blending it up. See how I mean, like blending it up like to here, it just gives a bit more of a smoky effect. Thing is, I always say, if you go in with a lighter shade first and do this, if you can slowly build up the colours, and that way you're less likely to go wrong. It's a lot easier. Right, because of the shade that I want isn't actually in that palette, I'm going to nip to the first Jaclyn palette, which is a little bit more dirty than the other one, I must say. And I'm just going in with this middle shade here. If you can't see, it's just like quite a deep brown. I do actually need to clean this palette. It's like a reddish brown. It's just got a bit of warmth to it. And I'm just taking it on like a brush like this. It's quite a small brush. If I compare it to the brush that I just had, you see the difference? Like, it is a lot smaller, and for the reason this, I am going to be creating the shape that I want with this. So I'm just going to start here and just start buffing it back and forth. And just kind of pushing it down to begin with and blending it. If you use one of these brushes compared to like a pencil brush, I'll show you that again. So this is a pencil brush, and this is one that's just slightly bigger than it. If you use this, you don't have a lot of like wiggle movement in comparison to this one, which blends it out a little bit easier. Right, and I'm just going to be flicking it out again like we have been doing. And I'm just bringing this in now. And I'm bringing it all the way down to the inner corner. You can get really, especially with this brush, you can get very tight into the inner corner as well. And I'm not concentrating on blending the line yet, so don't worry, we're not at that stage yet. So this is what we're just looking like at the moment. I still left it quite sharp here, and I'm going to quickly do the other eye, and I'll be back in just a sec. Right, so we've got that colour placed now, so I'm going to go in with just a very slight, a darker shade, and I'm going to put this right on the outer corner here, and then just put it in the very deepest part of the socket, and that's the only place this colour is going to go. And to do this, I'm going in with the first Jaclyn palette again and taking this shade here. It's just a little bit less warmer, and I'm taking this on a smaller brush. It's just ever so slightly smaller. If I show you, just a tiny little bit smaller. I'm just going to be popping this on the outer third, and I'm connecting it into this kind of like pointed feathery effect we've done here. It might take you a little bit longer with the smaller brush, but it's definitely worth it. the way. And then with the very smallest brush we just had and that dark shade, I'm going to keep it really tight underneath my lower lash line. Then I'm going to go in with Love Handles again from the first palette, but I'm not going to use the big brush. I'm going to use more of like a blending brush like this, just because if I use that big brush it's not going to be exactly where I want it to be. And just buff this out. So we get that nice smoky effect underneath my lash line. Right, so for talking sake, if you have made a little bit of a mess just at the side and it's not as sharp as you want it to be, I am quite happy with it, but I am just going to show you this tip. If you have like an angled, like a flat brush, just like this, something like that, or you can use an eyeshadow brush and just go along it and clean it up that way. What you want to do is just take a translucent powder. You can take any translucent powder, like it really doesn't matter what one you use. I'm just using the one that I just used on my face, just because it's here. I'm going to use this one because obviously this is the one that I've picked up, but just stamp it along here, and what it does, it just sharp. Do you see how much sharper that looks instantly? Let me do this on the same eye. I'll get a bit closer and you can see. So I'm just pushing it down. Look at the difference of that. If you want to just kind of feather that bit a little bit, you can do. But what it does, it just cleans it up without having to go in with concealer. It means that you can do your base first and you can do all that, and it just sharpens that back up. Obviously, I don't want it too super sharp because I do want that kind of blended effect. If you wanted to go in, if you're a person that does your face makeup afterwards, you could make it super sharp and do you know, like concealer and stuff, but I don't want it super sharp today. So right, now for my lid colour, you can use any lid colour you want, but I am going to use the shade, this gold shade here, Talia, out of the palette. I have not actually used this shade yet, I don't think, anyway. And it's like, it's a very gold colour, and I'm kind of excited to use this. So you could go in with more of a bronzy shade if you want, but I really want my lids to kind of pop. So because obviously I've got eyelashes on, I'm going to be using a very short shader brush. You could use a bigger one if you wanted to. Could use something more like this, but I'm going to be using more like this just so that I know that I've got the precise application that I want. So I'm just going to take it in, and first I'm going to just be applying the colour on its own, but then I'm probably going to go in with some Fix Plus just so that I've got it super intense. Right, and then as I'm going into the outer third bit, you know that we applied the other shade, I'm going to kind of like flick and feather into it. I don't want it to be like a harsh line. I want it to kind of like have a gradient effect. And then, like I said, I'm going to take MAC Fix Plus and just spritz my brush. You'll see the difference that this makes. If you don't have Fix Plus and you have like another setting spray, that'll be fine. Anything would work, just to get your brush a little bit damp, because it just makes it, the pigments just stick that little bit more and just gives it more of that metallic effect, no matter what metallic shade you're using. Like if you're using a silver or you're using like a bronzy shade, either way it will make it stick so much more. Like so. So I'm just going to quickly do the other eye and I'm back into sec. Right, and then for my highlight shade, I want something really intense. So I'm going to be going in with, obviously you can use whatever you want, but I really like the tone of this highlight, and I also like the pigmentation on my brow that it gives. I'm going to be going in with Gleam out of the Jaclyn Cosmetics, the Flash palette. And I'm just going to take in a very small detailer brush, and the first thing I'm going to do is kind of like pop it on my inner corner, because I want a super intense, like bright inner corner. See, look at the difference between that one and that one. Just brightens it up so much more. Right, and then for my brow, I'm going to use the very tip of my brush. I'm going to be doing this right along here. I'm going to make sure it comes all the way down here, just so you get that nice kind of like bright, intense highlight. So do you see how that brow just kind of like pops just right on that highest point? That's what you want in. If for talking sake you don't have a highlighter that's really intense, you can use the exact same tip and you could spritz the brush and use it that way if you don't have a highlighter that's super intense. Then I'm just going to quickly pop on some mascara, and I'm just using the Dior Show mascara just because this is the one that I have at the moment, as obviously I haven't been wearing mascara that much, so I've not gone through it very fast. So like I said, if you've just got normal mascara, you could go and stick like false lashes and stuff on, but obviously because I have Russian lashes, I don't need to do that. Then for highlighter, I'm actually going to go in with the MAC, this is Oh Darling, and I'm going to be taking the Jacqueline J02 brush to use this highlighter. Just because obviously the eyes have got like a gold finish to them, I kind of want my face too. Pop it on the top of the brow. I'm just going to make it a little bit more intense, and I'm going to go in with the Jacqueline J03 brush. See? And the reason this is making it more intense is because this is more of a denser brush. So with this, I'm going to pop it on the Cupid's bow, tip of the nose, right, so for lip liner, I'm going in with the Bodyography lip pencil in the shade Timber. I think I got this out of a Birchbox actually. I'm just going to be lining my lips. You will probably look at this lip pencil and liquid lip and think what, but it will work out in the end. I've done it before. Then I'm going in with the Kat Von D liquid lip in Bow and Arrow. Right, the lips aren't quite finished yet. Obviously you can pair whatever you want up with this, but the lips aren't finished yet, but I'm going to quickly go and finish my hair. I will be back in just a second. Right, so like I said, the lips aren't quite finished yet. I obviously went in with the two that I've just done, and I'm now going to be topping it with the MAC lip gloss in the shade Purr, just to give it a bit more shine. It looks really nice. With this layered over the top of it, the lip gloss, the lipstick just looks really nice. Like I said, you can put any lip colour you want with this, but I just wanted a bit of a darker lip today and just a bit of a contrast. So this is the finished look. Like I said, it's just a nice, like, glamorous evening look, but it is very easy to do. Like, it's not too many steps. It's just a case of just, I think I only use like 4 eyeshadows for the whole eye look, which is really good. It's just really buffed out, really blown out, and really shimmery lid. I think that what makes the difference is when it's like nice and shimmery. If you have enjoyed this look, then please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down below. Obviously, this is uploaded on my regular upload day. However, obviously, if you haven't noticed, I am putting a couple up throughout the week. So if you hit the little bell, then you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you have any requests at all, then please just leave it down below. This makeup look was done on a request. I got requested for an evening makeup look, so I've done an evening kind of glam makeup look. And then obviously you've just got to pair it up with a nice outfit. So yeah, obviously you can interpret this any way you want. You can use any products you want to use. Anything that's kind of similar to this would be absolutely fine. And same with the lip colour. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will just catch you in my next one. Alright, bye guys.